All right, back at 9:13. Are you getting ready to run, folks? Because the Northeast Utilities Hartford Marathon is coming up. It's on October 11th, so I'm hoping you knew that, because if not, it's probably too late to start preparing. For the first year, though, the NU Hartford Marathon is going to be hosting a pre- and post-race stretching area. What a great idea that is. Physical therapists and athletic trainers from the Hartford Healthcare Rehab Network are going to be on site to make sure all the runners are prepped and ready for the big day. So to help you get started, we're going to show you some of those stretches. And with us now is Stefanie Bourassa with Hartford Healthcare Rehabilitation Network. Glad you have joined us here today. A pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having us.
Great. Glad to be here. Well, first of all, I'm sure a lot of people understand it's important to stretch. Maybe some of them don't, or at least they don't understand why. So why don't you just talk about the importance of stretching in real general terms?
Sure. So we're really excited because this is the first year that they're having it. There's going to be 40 of us there, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and athletic trainers, like you had said. And we're going to take people through their stretching program. What people don't realize is that if you don't stretch, your body's not ready to move in the way that it's supposed to be moving. So we try to get you a dynamic stretching and a movement pattern to help you get that blood flowing, get everything ready to go so you don't get injured, so you don't hurt yourself, and so that you can get better race results.
So you said, what, 40 people that you're going to have there?
Yeah, we're going to have physical therapists, occupational therapists, and certified athletic trainers will be wearing this, so you can come find us down in the Bushnell Park.
Now, are all the stretches for all the people going to be the same, or are you able to do, I don't know, for lack of a better word, a quick triage on whether people need more work for their hamstrings or their glutes, or, you know, or what have you?
Absolutely. We're all trained to individualize our patterns of stretching programs. Before the race, we're going to go through a dynamic warm-up, which I'll show you in a few. And then after the race, you can come and see us. We'll show you some exercises that you can do to decrease some of that soreness that you're going to have, because you're building up a byproduct called lactic acid. And stretching helps to move that out so that the next day when you're walking, you're not as sore, you're able to get out of your chair better.
Have you found that people don't sort of neglect stretching after the race?
Yes, they do. And then that's the next day where you're going to sit down in the chair and you're doing that whole little slow movement pattern.
Oh, yeah,
So yeah, when you stretch, you get rid of that byproduct quicker, and then you can feel better the next few days.
You know, vet something for me, and feel free to tell me if it's wrong. I started reading some things online. Obviously, you want to stretch before and after, but they almost said if you had to pick one, gun to your head, one or the other, it's more important almost to stretch after the race because of that lactic acid.
Yeah, it depends on what your results are that you're looking for. When you get your body warmed up and ready to go, you're going to have less problems, and you're going to require less injury recovery later. But after the race, that's really when you want to get rid of those sore muscles and kind of let your body go back to its normal position.
Okay, so let's start showing us some of the things. How about some of the muscle groups, just for a lot of the people that don't even have a sort of a basic grasp on that?
All right, so your major muscle groups that we like to focus on are your hamstrings, your quads, your hip flexors, and your glutes. Okay. Everything that kind of surrounds your core. Everybody hears about the core lately. So the dynamic program is something that you want to do before you even go out on your run. You're going to set up about a 10-foot area, and you're just going to go through a movement pattern. Okay. So the hamstrings, what you're going to do is standing up nice and tall, you're just going to kick that opposite leg towards your opposite hand.
So nothing about holding? Is that why you call it dynamic?
Now, holding we want to do afterwards. Static stretching by research is better after you've done exercise. Okay. The dynamic helps to get the blood flowing and improve the movement beforehand.
Okay, so continue. Sorry.
So no problem. That's a good question. Yeah. The next one would be your quads. So you're just same thing. You're going to move over a course of about 10 feet. You're just going to grab that leg, and hopefully I can hold my balance here. And you're going to bend forward and try to touch the floor. And I lost my balance.
That's okay.
But that's something that you can practice by holding on to like a railing or something that's nearby and just kind of getting the muscles ready to go. Okay. Another one would be your glutes. Just grabbing on the outside of the leg, just pulling it up and hugging it across your body. Just kind of getting that stretch. You'll feel a good stretch down the back of your leg. Sure. And the last major one that we like to talk about is your hip flexors. And it's actually a lunge position, and you're just kind of leaning back and throwing that hip forward, and that'll help to get that hip flexor ready for running. So what are we looking at in terms of repetitions, how long you want to do this? Sure. The whole pattern should take you about 5-10 minutes max, which I know a lot of runners say, I just want to go out and go. And it's a movement pattern over a course of 10 feet. So that's why it's a dynamic, because it's getting the body to move. And it's not necessarily as time or a hold as much as it's just going through that whole distance. Yeah, it's the warm-up. It's the warm-up. That's what it is. Just start with small movements before you get into the big ones. Absolutely. How is after the race the hold stretching going to be different than the dynamic stretching beforehand? Sure. So after your body's gotten all warmed up and ready to go, the muscles can elongate and get into a better position to help you. And you're going to hold for about 30 seconds. You're going to do about 3 to 5 reps. Now we say 5 reps because most people, their 30 seconds isn't really 30 seconds. But you want to hold it for a longer period of time. Okay. Any particular area that's even more sore, you want to focus on that area a little bit more.
Okay, that works. And again, the same sort of 4 things, and you would just sort of hold it like that?
Yep, some hamstrings, and you can come see us. We'll be down in Bushnell Park, and we'll show you some stretches to do afterwards.
How about breathing? Is it? I mean, I think a lot of people, they want to do those static stretches. They go to the point where maybe it hurts a little bit. They go too far, and they just do this thing.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
That's called the Valsalva maneuver, which can actually hurt your back a lot.
Is that how you get rid of like hiccups or the
holding
the
your breath?
in
Yeah,
the ears?
and the popping. Yes. So what we tell you is it's called crocodile breathing for people who know what a functional movement screen is. And really, you should be breathing through here and not through your chest. So if you look at a baby and how they breathe, you can see their belly going up and down. That's how we're supposed to be breathing. And that's a main focus too, is just kind of breathing through your tummy, trying to expand your chest, your ribs a little bit more.
So let the gut go. That's basically what you're saying. All right, Stefanie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
Again, her and about 40 other people are going to be there from the Hartford Healthcare Rehab Network to help you out. The marathon is coming. I know my brother and my sister-in-law, they're running the half, so I hope they're watching today.
Well, send them to us.
I will be there cheering them on.
Sounds good.
Probably eating a donut too, because that's just how I roll on